What's that, you say? I've never had a roulette versus Makar? This we have to address. Start with some Shadow Man against a bubbly Jumpluff over there. And first turn, it's pretty obvious what I'm going to do. I'm going to fake out, as, you know, there's no reason to really do much of anything else. Get a little bit of damage on there. And see if he wants to switch out on it. And he sets up a sub, to which I'm going to Nightshade. I thought about maybe knocking off or trying Confuse Ray, but, you know, knock off, obviously Confuse Ray's not going to work through sub. And knockoff's probably not going to do enough to kill sub either. And the last thing I want is him with a sub up, and then putting me asleep, and then I've got to switch out, and has a no-brainer move on Leech Seed, and then he's got a sub up, and I'm already seeded before my guy who's about to come in gets to do anything, and that's not what I want. So I get the most ideal situation I could be in, I suppose, at the time. He either had to put a sub up or go ahead and throw seed up, and he went ahead and threw seed up. So he subs up now, and I use agility so I can get the drop on him, and now be able to react to what he's doing, as opposed to having to trail after him and, you know, sort of expect what he's doing. So he continues to sub up, and I want to see how I'm faring in this exchange. You know, normally if you can continually break the sub, you can, you know, eventually wear a sub-seeder down, but it depends on what your guy's health is. So honestly, he's back at full, so I'm thinking, you know, I'm not really at a good point here. But he did just Encore, which is weird because now he doesn't have a sub up, and I'm wondering, okay, what's up with that? I guess this means I can't baton pass my speed. And Gyarados comes in, but it doesn't get in for free because Ballad decides to get a burn hacks on Gyarados. And I think this was the fight where he told me beforehand, although I didn't really consider it too much, and, you know, while I was playing, I think he said that he got 5 choice users on this team, which we both thought was hilarious. So I'm going to switch out, and because of the burn, Crystal Man's going to take Earthquake without too much difficulty. I'm guessing that this thing is choiced, because obviously the Jumpluff wasn't choiced. He said he did have a CB Jumpluff on this team, though. Wow, this battle's moving way too quick, because I wanted to go and get this one out of the way, because this one's just going to end in a run momentarily, as this PZ comes in, and I send in Blissey to absorb shots, and he's got to burn Gyarados, and I think the rest of his guys are like special attackers, and no one wants to try to beat Medi with a Leech Seed guy. That's just going to take way too long, so we're just going to get rid of this and start a new one with new numbers. So start off with some Drill Man, Choice Bandit, and I'm just going to go straight for Ice Punch. If he wants to DD you up, whatever. And he sends down the Count of Monte Cristo, which is 4x weak to Ice as well, and he's going to get one-shotted right off the bat on the first turn, and we're going to begin a 6-0 game in my favor. So already looking pretty good. And now it's not looking pretty good. But we did just pierce the heavens, so I'm pretty pumped right now. So Empoleon is here. Empoleon is here. And this team is a very interesting team. You guys may know of a clause called Species Clause. Well, this team, let me just tell you, it does not follow said clause. So I get Shadow Man again, which is pretty nifty. And let's see, a couple of options here. I don't really want to fake out because he's probably going to... I don't know. Whatever. I want to knock him off and get whatever item is on there. You know, I wasn't sure if he wouldn't be Sepataya. But anyway, suffice to say, Infernape's life form gets knocked off, and that's rather nice because that allows me to live this flamethrower, whereas I wouldn't have otherwise. Another 30% definitely would have been a kill there, and the camera is going nuts. Please stop that. And I do get a Confuse Ray on him, to which the first turn he whacks himself, which is cool, because that lets me hit him with a Nightshade, whereas otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do such. So he continues the Flamethrower to finish me off, and I guess Shadow Man did his job. He took out a Infernape's held item and whacked it down to under half-life, so honestly, for that guy, I need to make a new Sableye, but for that guy, that's pretty much all I ever ask him to do. So in comes Drill Man again, and I've got no Earthquake on this thing. What do I have? No, I do have Earthquake on this guy, but because of Dragonite, I'm not going to go for that. I'm also not going to go for Aqua Tail, and Ice Punch would be resisted by Ape, so I'm not going to go for that either. So that leaves Crush Claw, which is his novelty move, kind of that I love. Like it a lot, and unfortunately he did hit through Confusion that turn, so that was an extra 200 or so life lost on Drill Man that would have been kind of nice if he had back. So here's a Gallade, and it uses Hypnosis right off the bat and misses. Yay! And I Crush Claw him, which knocks him down to under half, and unfortunately no defense drop, which is really what Crush Claw, is kinda on the moveset for Rhyperior. You need to be getting those. I don't think I've gotten one in any of the past couple times I've gotten this guy. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if he's ever gotten a Crush Curl. That's what it is in Japan, Curl. For some reason, Curl is claw. But anyway, so now I'm asleep, and the nice thing about having someone faster than you put you to sleep is that you instantly burn a turn, so you can kind of get these fairly early wake-ups, but fairly early wake-ups don't help too much when you miss on a 95% accurate move, so I'm kind of sad, but then he turns around and misses Hypnosis, so I guess that kind of evens out, but then I also don't get a drop on my second hit with a 50% chance to drop his defense, so I'm still... Doesn't help that he's a bulk-up Gallade, which at least I have plenty of experience fighting bulk-up Gallade. You can ask Seaman. Oh my goodness. How many times have I fought Crossblade? So I wake up again, and I think I missed again too, so I'm like, oh jeez, Drillman, hit, please. But a couple of bulk-ups, and this Drillman, I think that's the first time he's hit me. This Drillman is definitely not very defensively EV'd. I'm actually not sure what his EVs are. All I know is he's attack, because he's a Choice Bander. So think about what to send in here. And I think I'm going to end up going to Beat, which anytime I have Beat in a roulette, I feel like I have a chance. Although unfortunately this time he's got two guys who are going to be immune from flinch hexing due to Inner Focus and Steadfast. So, but I'm going to send in Beat anyway. And see what I can make happen out of it. And gauging my options, I'd like to make it slow, so I'm probably going to T-Wave it. And he was actually surprised that I was faster, but I was pretty sure Beat is like, timid and a good chunk of speed. Not quite max, but close to it. And I know Togekiss and Gallade are in the same speed tier, and unless he was jolly near max speed, he wasn't going to be outspeeding me, which on a bulk up set that would be interesting, to say the least. So anyway, I get him paralyzed, but unfortunately now Beat's asleep and hasn't burned any turns. So I'm going to switch out and go to someone who can take a physical attack a little bit better, and that would be Grenade Man. And when I say take a physical attack a little bit better, I mean a little bit better. So I Pain Split, which honestly after this Drain Punch doesn't really accomplish anything except draining the extra PP. Let's see, but anyway, so this Grenade Man is not going to be able to accomplish too much, but I'm just going to go ahead and send him out with a Bang and EQ on an Empoleon that comes in. So at least I get some super effective hits off, but it does under half, so... So I'm not really feeling that Grenade Man's going to be able to live this hit very well, so I'll go to someone who can live it a little bit better, which would be Grenade Man. And he serves my Grenade Man, which was previously aimed at Grenade Man. But I think this Grenade Man's going to be a little bit better than Grenade Man, and I'm not sure which one this one is. It might be the Zap Cannon one. Maybe that's why I sent it in. Because I wanted to use Grenade Man's Zap Cannon instead of Grenade Man's Earthquake. I don't know. Maybe I would actually hit and maybe actually get it paralyzed, but unfortunately he gets a critical hit, which was 100% necessary, like for serious, and brings Grenade Man down. So, I don't know. Maybe I should have Death Fodder Grenade Man and kept Grenade Man alive, but yeah. Anyway, send in Beat because I don't want to go to any other guy to try to take a special attack. And maybe I can wake up and get a Roost or something off. That would be nice. I'm going to be faster, clearly. So I do wake up. No, I don't wake up. Not yet. And what does he want to do? What does he want to do? He can definitely DD, and I'm thinking about some moves I can do. Because of Inner Focus, Air Slash flinching is not going to be beneficial whatsoever. And Aura Sphere is not going to work. I could try to T-Wave, which would be sweet if I could get him paralyzed as he's Dragon Dancing. Or I could try to Roost and regain some hit points, or I could just get out of here and go out to someone else. The question is, who to? I still haven't seen it make a move, so I'm not sure what kind of Dragonite it is just yet. So Grenade Man comes in to largely be Death Fodder, and he DDs up, which is the bad. And I don't think he realizes this, but he easily could have pulled at least 2 or 3 more DDs, because this Grenade Man had nothing to do to Dragonite. He has Earthquake and Rapid Spin, and neither of those are going to be killing or even threatening Dragonite. So, fortunately for me, he just went ahead and Fire Punched there, and I'm actually able to scare him off with the threat of a Stone Edge, which this one does have. The lead-off one did not. I'd assume that's why he went out to Gliscor on turn 1. And this guy is or this girl, they're two different genders, so they're easy to tell apart. This girl is a Curse Period who works way better in Sand, but Sand's not up because this is Roulette, so, you know, I guess that's pretty much fine. I'm mostly dealing with physical guys here so far, except for Empoleon, who would probably wax me anyway. So, we're actually pretty similar builds here. I'm a attack and defense buffer guy, and he's a attack and defense buffer guy as well. Difference being he can status me, and I already have a status on him. But he's also going to be losing 1 out of every 4 turns. So I feel like, you know, I can probably pull this out one-on-one. Although I'm also thinking, you know, if Empoleon comes in on a curse, you know, I don't exactly have... I think this guy is actually max HP, max special defense, because he's a curse set meant to work in Sand, so that he can take special hits relatively well. He's actually a Rest Talk Curse Period, which also helps to combat Stone Edge's low PP. But I'm not gonna have any. I don't think I ever go for Rest in this. He never really damages me enough with Gallade. So I don't know why I take so long here. Good grief! Hurry up. So he bulks up and I curse, and yeah, I think the first turn I was faster, but after 1 curse, the Rhyperior just being as slow as he is, he's then slower, which is pretty much what I expected him to be. And okay, do I go for Stone Edge here? At some point I need to start going for Stone Edges and not curses. But I don't think he's going to be able to accomplish too much. I'm sort of kind of content for us to both go to +6. I think I'm going to be ultimately on the winning end of that. He's got a super effective stab move to me, and I've got a not very effective stab move to him, but mine has way more base power, and my guy also has a lot more attack, although I don't know how much attack investment he has, and this guy has no attack investment because he's pure special D. And Stone Edge doesn't kill, at least it hit. You know, I suppose I should be thankful for that. The worst move in the game doesn't fail me, except in damage variation, and honestly that actually looked like high damage variation, but it still didn't kill. So he gets some paralysis hacks, which is pretty nice. It allows me to be at near full life for this and finish him off. And I think I run a quick calc and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be living this unless he's like no special attack Empoleon. So I stay in anyway, and Drillman bites the dust, but you know, that's pretty much what I expected to occur. And looks like we're coming in on the end here. I'm going to send in Beat, who's asleep, so yeah, this is pretty much game at this point. But we'll see what I can make happen out of it, see if I can pull off any move whatsoever. Burn a turn of sleep here, and do I want to T-Wave or Roost? I'm going to T-Wave to try to get him slow in case he wants to DD up. And he actually had a Lumberry all along, so T-Wave was useless. And even if I had Roosted, he packed a Brick Break there to hit me super effective. So he had it regardless of what move I picked there. And pretty much had it in the bag all along anyway, but had a lot of fun. Double breaking Species Claws, that was just so funny. And first match with him getting 5 choice guys, like that is what Roulette is all about. Crazy stuff that you just don't see in standard battles. So thanks for watching, I had a ton of fun. Thanks for playing Makar. Later days.